So, guys, tell us, what is the Newplex Podcast?
Oh,
Let's get everyone in.
what a question. So how do we describe it, man? It's about everything. I mean, so there's a few marked differences between your podcast and ours. The first is that at this point in the show, I mean, well in past the 10-minute mark, I would have spent the first 10 minutes trying to figure out what episode it is. So already you're doing way better than us on that.
Ranting about DC.
Oh yeah, but not last week. The episode that just went out yesterday, episode 75. Is the first one in a long time where I've successfully not gone on a massive rant about DC. But effectively, it's it's movies, it's TV, it's like Marvel, DC, very nerdy things, Star Wars. We talk about wrestling a little bit, but one of our co-hosts, Charlie, is not at all a wrestling fan, so that always makes for some quite interesting conversation.
I just don't get it.
I don't get it is 90% of our podcast.
And I think one of the biggest questions, is obviously you both go by nicknames as JADS and JOPO. Why doesn't your third have a nickname? Like, did he miss like the meeting when you all came up with nicknames?
You know what? I think it is. He's been trying to make Chaz stick for a long time, hasn't he?
Chaz.
We didn't
what
agree.
about Chisel?
Oh, we're not buying into that. Do you know what? The thing is that we met him as Charlie because our nicknames long predate the show. And so, we met him as Charlie, and for Charlie, he shall stay.
Yeah.
So, how did you get the name JADS? Was you like kicked in the nuts as a child, and they just replaced the N in NADS to a J
Do you know
to
what?
coincide with your name?
That could well be the origin story. Do you know what? I honestly don't know. I've had it for so long, and I just can't shake it. So, but I'm happy with it. I'll stick with it. Yeah, I'm afraid there's not an interesting origin story.
No.
And what is JOPO?
So JOPO, I think it was from some Reddit forum, right? And someone referred to John Morrison as Jomo. And I was like, I'm fucking... Can I swear? Am I allowed to no swear?
Yeah, swear all you want.
And I was like, oh, I'm fucking stealing that.
Yeah.
And then made it my Twitter handle straight away.
Floodgate has opened.
and it's
fault.
stuck. And now it's
Usually followed by 619, right? When you use it on social media.
It was, and then JOPO is actually in my business name. So now it's strictly under every social media is just under my business name, which is depressing because I love the whole 619 thing in there. That was jam. But we had to retire it, so old things die.
Old things do die, just like time.
Looking for your